time to talk about cricket, boys, because the season's not too far away. So, Brett Julian, the president of the Reynella Footy Club, James Niederer, join us all. All abilities director. Sorry about that, Ned. Join us. Thanks for coming in, fellas.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
All right, let's start with the Pres, mate. 4 senior men's teams, 10 junior sides, under 17s, under 10s. Successful women's team the last 4 years. Women's under 12s and under 10s coming in this year. Busy time being the president.
You've nailed it. Yeah. What a president I am. It sounds like a lot when you've got it on the page there. But look, we're getting ready to go again. We're early October. We're starting again, and pre-season's well underway. So just getting right into it.
Mate, we just spoke to a bloke who's in charge of the lighting around grounds, Velo, and he was terrific. But he made a really good point in that there's not enough grounds for all the athletes that are playing, certainly with women's sport coming in. So you're bringing in 2 new teams. How does that fit in for oval usage?
Yeah, it's our biggest challenge, and certainly the challenge that's the hardest one for the committee at the moment is getting grounds, and we could actually expand our 4 senior sides to 5 this year if we had a bit more ground availability, and certainly we play in the turf competition, and turf wickets, particularly in the southern area where we're from, they're very hard to come by. So
250 members to 300 members. I mean, how does that work with
anything
oval space?
With Reynella Oval, it goes from footy where we've got massive numbers again, and goes straight into cricket. So it's pretty heavily timetabled right through. So sort of every night we've got some training on, and we double stack our trainings. Then Friday night right through to Sunday afternoon, the ground's in use. We're very lucky to have Woodcroft College as well, which is a great college ground for us, and so we use that as well. But we're certainly crying out for grounds, that's for sure.
Your club's over 100 years old. It's one of the oldest clubs going around,
yep.
Reynella Cricket Club. So Phil mentioned that you were a very busy man with all your teams and all that, but you would have a massive amount of help down there. Because the club doesn't get 100 years old without having some good people around.
Yeah, for sure. Well, 125 years, I think we celebrated that a year or two ago. So, look, it's a wonderful club, and it's very easy to be a president of such a good club with so many great helpers. And so we've moved in the last 10, 15 years or so into the Adelaide Turf Cricket competition. We before that were a sort of dominant club in the southern
very
cricket.
Dominant.
Very dominant. And won lots of premierships, which was a great thing. But it's been wonderful for us to transition for that new phase into turf.
Can I ask you why that move was made? Because it's a big move going from the Southern Cricket Association, if you want to call it that, into the Adelaide Turf. Adelaide Turf's pretty strong leagues. Yeah,
I think the writing was on the wall. We were a very strong club, and we had really strong membership base, but a lot of other clubs was dwindling. We were still playing hard wicket cricket. A few of the other teams weren't fielding strong A-grade sides, and we knew that for our long-term future we probably needed to look at moving into another association. So we made the decision at that time to move into the turf competition, so pulled up the concrete wicket, got a lot of support from council, which was great, and a lot of support from our members, and made that transition.
That short period, 2008, you've been very successful.
It's been a big challenge and a big step up, and a lot of certainly the first transition, a lot of guys were coming off of playing on concrete and matting, and going onto turf was a big learning curve. But it's been the best thing that our club could have done, because it's really sort of created a pathway for younger kids coming up, and giving them the opportunity to play on turf, and we get to go and travel all around Adelaide. We can do some pretty long road trips.
A couple of flags along the way as well.
Couple of flags.
Where do you got to go? Where do you have to go?
Trinity. So we're the southernmost, and Trinity's the northernmost. So Trinity out at Gawler. That's a
passport job.
It's a good drive back. We certainly can make a fair dent in the carton on the way back.
I mean, you get some good stories about all cricket clubs, all sporting organisations, and you talked about pathways and leading teams. And James, he likes to be called Neds, he's sitting here very patiently, mate. We need to talk to you, mate, about this program you set up, All Abilities, back in 2014 with your son Callum getting involved in it. Now it's grown from that to 50 members and state teams and tournaments and stuff. What drew you to set it up in 2014?
Well, my youngest son Josh he's a keen cricketer. He's still playing at Reynella, and he was at cricket most days. And my son got dragged along to watch and this sort of thing. So he said, "Well, why can't I play?" So we took him to a training session at Reynella, and he goes, "Oh, this is outrageous. These kids are too big and too fast for me. Why can't there be a team for kids like me?" Because he's got autism. And we thought, there must be. So we researched. Nothing. There's one club in Perth. That was it. So we thought, we'll start one. So we did.
You must be so proud. I mean, I think 3 out of the last 7 years, your program is the Spirit of Cricket Awards.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, we're very proud of it, and the club's been super supportive. Give us an oval space, just let us run the program. We get support from the other junior sides who are training on the same night. So
This has grown. This has grown a lot more than what we're saying. Because the SACA now have a program, which is a spin-off, if you like, or it's
they've started
a continuation.
It's called an All Stars program, where they're kids who we're 5 to 16, and they've got a program from 11 onwards. So kids with slightly more ability can go in if they're a bit younger, or if they reach the end of our program, they've got a pathway to go on.
Yeah.
So from there, and then they can go onto the men's team for people with intellectual disabilities or physical disabilities. So there's lots of pathways now where they can go on and play high level.
Was the young fella happy when all that happened?
Oh yeah, he's stoked.
Really was.
But unfortunately, having autism, he's very rule driven. So when he got to 16, he said, "I'm done," because that was the age limit. So he said, "No, I'm out," and it hasn't been back since.
It would have been happy playing on Adelaide Oval. I said that
no, fantastic.
Some of the test matches, you've been able to do some
Saka got the
expos on
players
there.
down to meet some of the test players, and on the Oval at the tea break, and had a game on there, and a local politician came down and played with us, and it was just
You should
fantastic.
be very proud, mate.
Yeah.
There's got always a bit of rivalry between brothers, mate. They get out the back and.
Well, Josh actually is one of the main coaches.
Yeah.
So but they stayed away from each other when it was time to coach, because like me trying to coach Josh and Josh trying to coach Callum, it just doesn't work.
Doesn't
You don't listen to your
And you managed to get the wife involved as well, mate. Jenny's involved as well.
She does the backbone of the work, absolutely. Yep. She does all the administration, and I just have to do the fun stuff of coaching. So she does all the work. Pardon?
Can she bat?
Not very well, but she bowls a mean leg spinner.
Hey, mate, when we talked about, I can see the energy, the enthusiasm, the excitement in your voice. So you haven't just gone, oh, well, like you said, so he's quit, I'm 16, can't go anymore. You've continued to drive it,
I said I'd run it if one kid came along and it makes a difference to that kid, I'd keep running it. So
great story.
Sometimes we only have 2 or 3 in a session, sometimes we have 12, 15, sometimes we have up to heaps. We've also had great support from SACA with strikers players, women's strikers players come out once or twice a season, and just help, and they're fantastic. So,
Wow.
What was the biggest challenge getting it started for you?
just getting the word out, like getting people to know about it. But we've hooked in with Novita and all those other companies, and my wife works with special needs kids in the school, so she drags them along, and they have connections, so they drag their friends along. And if we get one friend from a group, then they usually drag 2 or 3 out with them, so it makes things easier.
Yeah.
So they can, they'll see this now. They'll spot this. So it's Reynella Cricket Club, obviously. What nights do you work out with these?
Generally on a Monday from 5 till 6. An hour's long enough. They're done after an hour.
You just contact the club. They, give the club a call.
Club Facebook page or something. We'll get a message. You'll pass it on to me.
Gone are the days where you give the club a call, aren't they? You got to get it on Facebook now or somewhere like that.
Well, the target audience using Facebook, so we might as well tap into
Put it
that.
on TikTok and show how good you are.
Phil, I was just going to say, Reinella's just doing something right up. I mean, they're in the grand final in the footy. They've been such a successful club.
Great club.
In netball, football, and cricket. You must be so proud being part of it all.
Yeah, like I said, it's a wonderful club, and we've just had that great history of lots of people coming down and helping out, and good little catchment area, and it's just a wonderful community, and we really are a community club.
I love how proud you are also. I know the viewers can't see it, but you've got number 42 on your back of your shirt. Yeah. And I think that's what number 42 life member of the club.
Number, yeah. It's a very proud thing. We run a different life member setup to a lot of other clubs, so it's not based on games played. It's a point system that accrues. I could run you through this for 2 hours. But, it's a point system that accrues over time, and it's based on not your playing ability, more in what you contribute to the club. So in 130 years, we've got about, I think we're up to about 52 life members, so it's not something that gets awarded lightly, and so it's a huge amount of pride.
Well, I hope you get one soon, Nick, because putting 100 on your back, mate, when you're only 45, it's not a good look for you, mate. Hey, Brett, James, really appreciate your time, boys. Well done at the Reynella Cricket Club. Great job, mate, with the All Abilities directed role you do with Callum and your son. Bloody fantastic. So stay with us. Still plenty to come.